What's up, guys? It's Jason from Terror Trader, and I'm here with another Terror Files episode. Our first recorded one with, with cameras. Holy shit, right? This is crazy. So, and I'm here with a special guest. Look, he's not heavy. He's my brother. This is Chris Swore coming in here all the way from West Virginia, and I brought you in here to our dungeon. We've cracked the floor of Terror Trader, and we're down into the cold basement cellar. I don't know what you want to call this, man. How you doing, dude?
Great. It's great to be here, and I gotta admit, it's cooler in the dungeon.
It is. You know, people don't think it's cold in Arizona, but believe it or not, it's freaking freezing down here. But look. We're here. We're doing a Terror Files episode, which we normally talk about ghost stories. We talk about cryptids. We talk about all types of stuff. And West Virginia, right? Let's talk about we talk about West Virginia. What do you think about Mothman? You think about the Flatwoods Phantom or the Flatwoods Monster, maybe a Sasquatch, a Bigfoot here and there, right?
But there's more.
Oh, fuck. I was blown away and almost embarrassed, I ain't gonna lie, on the amount of the lack of knowledge I had on West Virginia cryptids and just monsters and all types of stuff. So I think today we're going to jump in. We're going to throw you guys, at least 4 lesser knowns, right? And then maybe we'll do some honorable mentions on some other ones I can't even dive into. I haven't even got a chance to dive into, but these are some crazy stuff. And, a lot of people give us a lot of heat about West Virginia, right? There's a lot of jokes out there.
There are negative stereotypes about West Virginia and Greater Appalachia in general, but most of them are totally unfounded.
I agree.
It's a wonderful place. Wonderful place to visit.
It actually is. It's a crazy state. It's a fun state. It's where if something could happen, the possibilities of paranormal or aliens, because we have a huge UFO culture there. I guess you want to say. Lots of sightings, lots of stuff. It's West Virginia, right?
It is. The mountains are high, the skies are dark, the hollows are deep, and the mysteries are many.
Which is great. And a lot of people don't even know what a hollow is, man. But it's basically a valley and a really steep sides of a mountain, or of hills, right? Mm-hmm. I guess, is that the best way to say it? But
that's it, yes. Yeah. It's a steep-sided valley where the light often, even during high noon, rarely shines.
That's true. So some weird stuff could happen there. So when you hear the holla, that's where it's at. So, so once again, we could sit here all day and talk about Mothman. That's been beat to death. You know what I'm saying? And I love the Mothman lore. It's great. You guys can look at it. We've actually done episodes and stuff like that. And even the Flatwoods Phantom, which predated the Mothman, supposedly, is another cool, fun cryptid story, urban legend, I guess you want to say. But we got some shit that's going to blow your mind. We're going to blow your mind today. I think we're going to blow your mind because I am learning about this stuff as well. And I say we just get into it. Let's just get into it.
Let's do it.
First one, Chris, I got to throw out at you. Now, a lot of people may have heard of this guy because he got really super famous, okay? Mm-hmm. And is he a cryptid? Is he an urban legend? I don't know. But it is Bat Boy. We all know Bat Boy, right?
From the Weekly World News.
From the Weekly World News. Now, this was a tabloid. If you guys are unfamiliar, if you're new to this stuff, Weekly World News was a tabloid, and I think you find it in every supermarket, or used to, right in your checkout aisle. It was like $1, and it had some of the most outrageous, crazy stories. I think they had the stories that mainstream media was afraid to actually talk about. No, yeah.
You could find truth there. You really could.
Okay, thank you. Right, and one of these was Bat Boy. This came out June 23rd, 1992. I don't know why I remember this date. Maybe I'm a little fixated on Bat Boy, right? And he was like a bat-like child found in a cave, right? And where was it called? Hellhole Cave?
In Pendleton County, yes. One of the most famous caves in West Virginia. It's deep, it's dark, the end has never been found, and to get into it, you have to drop 200 feet into a pit.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Okay, so hence the name Hellhole Cave. I get that. Where's Pendleton County in relation to West Virginia? Northern, south? You remember?
It's in eastern West Virginia. It's in the mountains.
Okay, in the mountains. Okay, so but we all seen what Bat Boy looks like, and I think, right? And they kind of took this. Once again, he's like a 10-year-old boy. If you live in a cave for your whole life, you're going to start maybe adapting different, bat-like features, right? Maybe.
Yeah, he's got great eyesight,
Amazing eyesight.
phenomenal hearing.
Yes.
And he makes a lot of high-pitched squealing noises.
And it's true. And he's got the fang, the kind of sharp teeth and all that stuff. And, rare sightings. Now, look, the World Weekly News took this and ran with it just a little bit. Rightfully so. Who knows? They have stories about him biting Santa Claus. I think at one point he joined the Army, which... Look, recruiting is down. We nothing scares our enemies worse than Bat Boy coming at you, right?
Yeah, he's one of those archetypal West Virginians. Comes from humble beginnings,
True.
kind of like a Chuck Yeager or a Jerry West.
There you go.
He went from the hollows of West Virginia to international fame, really.
Thank
you. And a lot like Forrest Gump, he touched a lot of lives and was there during a lot of, pivotal events in U.S. and world history.
100%, absolutely. There's honestly a rumor that he had a secret relationship with Jennifer Lopez at one point. This was reported. Look, I don't want to get into that because last time I checked, Bat Boy was 10 years old. Jennifer Lopez, that's illegal, so we stay away from that. But he also, rumor he was running for the governor of California at one point too. Look, this kid, he was everywhere, man.
Yeah.
So,
touched a lot of lives.
Yeah, touched a lot of lives. It kept me entertained through the 90s. Is great. Not a lot about him anymore. You don't hear a lot.
You hear some chatter about Bat Boy and the origins of COVID.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
Nothing confirmed, nothing fully verified.
Wow.
But it's enough to make you wonder.
Yeah. Did the Chinese get a hold of this kid? I don't know. Or did he get a hold of the Chinese? Wuhan Bat Boy? I don't know. Anyway, you know what, guys? We're not even going to go down that route. That's another story in itself. So there is one of but coming from West Virginia, where we wear the Bat Boy badge on our sleeves. We're pretty proud of this kid, right?
Absolutely.
So, okay. Now let's get into some scary stuff here, all right? And one of them that, now I've heard rumors of this, and I've started studying this guy. We're talking Sheepsquatch. Right? Is that his name? Sheepsquatch.
Sheepsquatch.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I can't say this very well, but Sheepsquatch. And so we know Sasquatch. That's pretty obvious, right?
Sure.
Bigfoot, ish. But Sheepsquatch is a little bit different. So let me try to describe this in my brain here, and we'll throw up a graphic or whatnot. But I say he's about the size of a bear, right? Long white wool-like fur, saber-like teeth, long snout, and then he has horns, kind of your sheepish horns, your goat horns, right? And which is freaking terrifying, if you ask me.
I'd hate to run into one.
Yeah, no, totally.
In a dark hollow.
In a dark hollow.
Especially given that, unlike your typical sheep, he's carnivorous.
Okay, carnivorous and I guess very aggressive, what we heard. Now, he first spotted in Kanawha County, and which I'm familiar with as well, and all that stuff. So there's a lot of... I've seen some stuff in Kanawha County, man. Or Boone County's has multiple sightings as well. And now, granted... there's a thing out there, guys, in West Virginia called white lightning. Your moonshine. And if you get the wrong ends of this moonshine sometimes, you will see some stuff. Okay, I promise you this, Yeah. And I'm not saying this had contributed to this, but I am a believer of Sheepsquatch. I've never seen him, but I'm down with it. Because the thing is, a lot of these cryptids they're not reported as aggressive, right? They're hard to see. Bigfoot. No one's ever seen. You might see him running off, but they don't like human contact. And but the word is on the street, Sheepsquatch will mess your day up. He will come after you, right? And in fact, in 1995, there's a super famous story of he attacked a couple in a car, and they still have this car, scratches down the car and all this stuff. I don't know. That could have been Sheepsquatch. They claim it was.
I've heard of Bigfoots love children.
Yes.
But I don't think you would have the same thing with Sheepsquatch.
I think you're right. I think it's but it's a vicious looking animal, or whatever it is, a cryptid, I guess. What is the cryptozoology? That's the thing, right?
It's a pseudoscience that purports that there are creatures out there that have yet to be verified by science.
Oh, okay.
But one day, maybe,
One day, maybe.
They may become a part of accepted biology.
Yes, yes. I'm excited. So, if you hear anything going off, that's Chris's diabetes, by whatever that thing is. I don't know.
Early alert system.
Early alert system,
Distant
right?
early warning.
Yes, yes. So it is not UFO contact or the CIA. Well, maybe CIA. I don't know. So, okay. So there you go. Sheepsquatch. It's another one which we could dive down for days. I'd love to get firsthand account witness stuff on this. This would be amazing. But we got a show to go, so we got to continue on with this. And the next one I'll talk about is the Snally Gaster. Now, I've never heard of this. I'll be dead honest. It was nothing that I've been talked about as a kid or anything like that. But the more I read on about this, oh my God, this thing will kill you.
It will. We're from Western West Virginia.
Yes.
The Snallygaster is more of an Eastern Panhandle phenomenon, but it's quite famous and quite disturbing. The renditions of it that you see in popular art are scary. It's got a Lovecraftian appearance. It's got tentacles. It's got a beak.
Yes.
It's got fangs.
Like
it's
half
got
bird, half reptile,
claws,
right?
yeah, scales.
Super razor sharp teeth. And it's just, I don't know. Like you said, sometimes it have tentacles and stuff, what I've seen, creepy. This thing is, I don't even know where to go with this thing, man.
And God help it if it ever gets a hold of you.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. Now, this thing was first witnessed in the 1700s, all right? And once again, people like 1700s, yeah, we date back. It's, coming from Arizona, we don't really feel like we date back that far. But 1700s, we had a big German population, I guess. And
A lot of German immigrants.
Yeah,
Yes.
coming through
Absolutely.
there and all that. So, but yeah, the cryptid would there's rumors that it would swoop down and pick up its victims and suck the blood out of them and all this stuff, man. Kind of, if you ever see Jersey Devil look, it has a little bit of a Jersey Devil feel and a look like that. But I want to say this maybe it's around the same Jersey Devil time, I believe. I think that was 1700s as well, and everything. But yeah, I mean, any encounters? Nothing you've seen of the Snelly Gaster?
Nothing that I've had. I've heard stories. Apparently, it has a real affinity for poultry.
Oh,
One.
okay, that's not bad. I like
And
poultry.
small children too.
Okay, I don't like that.
Bite size.
Oh my God. Okay, keep away your kids. Keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
I love this is something I love too, because you go back into 1800s and all that stuff, or shit, even early 1900s. All these stories, and it was. To keep these kids in line, so don't be wandering off too far, because the Snallygaster's out there that will grab you and suck your blood.
A lot of pagan folklore came over from old Europe.
Yeah.
A lot of myth and monsters and folk tales and so forth, and some of it very, very strange.
Yeah.
And it fit in perfectly in the West Virginia landscape.
It totally does, because like I said, around every corner you can't see. We're out here in the West Coast. I can see for miles and miles and miles on flat land. That's not the case, So around every turn, around every holler, there's something creepy out there, and this is a big deal because once again, this thing's 300 plus years old, right? And the lore of it, and but there's things that supposedly didn't like. The rumor is how do you ward off the Snallygaster? And it's he hated seven, or he, I don't know, she, whatever this thing is, hated 7-pointed stars.
The septagram.
Septagram. Okay, so there you go. So people would paint these on their barns and their doors and all that stuff. So which is the ward off the Snallygaster. That's hardcore.
Whatever it takes to keep your family safe.
I believe so, man.
Frontier was a rough place.
Absolutely. There was a report, even the Smithsonian offered a $100,000 reward for this thing at one point, if anybody could find it and capture it. And Teddy Roosevelt, I think our 26th president, was an avid hunter as well.
Absolutely. One of the founders of the National Park System.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah.
And he loved to hunt.
He was interested in hunting this thing. I think he backed off. He didn't feel it was very presidential at the time because he's chasing something that could be just lore, I guess. But he went up a little notch in my book, though, man.
But had he actually bagged one, what a legend! An even greater legend than he already is.
I agree. I agree. So there you guys go. The Snallygaster. You can dive down, run down the the Google, YouTube. I'm sure there's some YouTube videos out there about this thing, and you can learn more about this thing. I'd like to dive in deeper as well because we're jumping into another one. And this one is like, I don't know, man. This out here in Arizona we have, well, western southwest here, big chupacabras, right? We're a big chupacabra country out here, but I don't know about many chupacabras on the East Coast, but they do have the Snarly Yow. Now, have you heard of this? The Snarly Yow.
This is an obscure one.
Okay.
Not many people have.
So this is like a phantom dog-like creature having jet black fur, large paws, glowing eyes, like red glowing eyes, and this snarling mouth. And the cool thing is, like you said, they're phantoms. So the ability to appear and disappear at anywhere, and they'd be able to survive being shot, being run over, almost impossible to kill. What I've been heard of, and you look at the pictures that we throw up here, guys. It's a very intimidating look of a wolfish feel look, But anything with red glowing eyes, hence like the Mothman, I'm out. I'm walking away, man.
So many cryptids in West Virginia. The Flatwoods Monster, the Mothman, have big red glowing eyes. And so I don't know what the connection is or the relationship is between these creatures, but if you see the large red glowing eyes,
yes,
opposite direction.
Okay, thank you. Right. A lot of sightings in the Blue Ridge Mountains out there, and a lot of Civil War sites. They would find these things. Now those things are haunted already. Okay, if you've been to any Civil War sites, which West Virginia has,
many.
Right. That was, if you got, we used to be Virginia. If you don't know our history, after the Civil War,
1863, the only state given birth from the Civil War.
There you go. Yeah.
We
so
seceded from the secession. So.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of battles there, guys, and all that stuff. So, but I wonder why they would the Snarly Yow would actually end up, and you see more there. I don't know. Is it just because once again, it is a phantom, I don't know.
Just a lot of paranormal baggage hanging around these old battlefields, and so perhaps those energies attract cryptids.
Okay,
for
good
all
call.
We know.
Yeah, and there's been reports of people trying to shoot this thing, and bullets go right through it. They try to run it over. Nothing happens, man. So I actually really like this. This is something I would chase. I would look for. I would go hunt. I won't say hunt. I mean, I would go look. Try to witness a Snarly Yow, which is, once again, growing up, I heard rumors about this thing, but I never really dove deep because, well, I grew up at the age we did too without internet. You actually had to go to a library and get a big giant book and look through it, and not too many stories written about these things. So
no,
yeah, so
word of mouth.
Yeah, word of mouth, exactly. So right there, we covered Bat Boy, we covered Sheepsquatch, the Snallygaster, and then of course the Snarly Yow. Now I could close this book right now and we're good. I mean, this is insane stuff. But there's some other ones out there that we're just going to have some some honorable mentions.
But wait, there's more.
Right? Yes, absolutely. And
Next up,
the Veggie Man.
Veggie Man.
What the? I gotta ask, man. This is
the Veggie Monster, kind of like the Cookie Monster, only.
But a vegetable, I guess. A big.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's an aggressive vegetable.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So, skinny humanoid, semi-human shaped creature. I guess you want to call that. That had like large ears. I had like what kind of like suction cup, long fingers, and all this stuff. I mean, it's crazy. This thing. Horns that protruded from. I mean. This one is. I need to dive down more into this Veggie Man. I don't know how much you know about this thing. I don't know much, dude.
Well, I think there was just one purported sighting.
Okay.
But there was a victim, and the victim was drained of blood.
Jesus.
Yet the victim survived.
Oh, really?
And on the whole, the victim described it as a not unpleasant experience, even though he was being drained of his bodily fluids.
Interesting.
So, yeah,
wow.
Not a whole lot of information out there. The thought is it is an extraterrestrial.
Okay.
And may one day return.
Which
for your blood.
And we had for my blood. Glad I live in Arizona. Good luck to you. He's going home tomorrow. So
I just think it's awesome that vegans have their own cryptid.
Oh, look at this! I didn't think about it. A vegan cryptid. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's very inclusive. So
yes, that's awesome. So yeah, if you know more about that, throw this in the comments below if you guys can, right underneath here. And I'd love to know more about Veggie Man or the Veggie Monster. I don't want to, rob him of his name. You know what I'm saying? So, speaking of monsters, there's also the Grafton Monster. This is like a pretty wild cryptid, first spotted in 1964, and it's like a 9-foot tall monster with seal-like skin, but no head, which is even wilder. So like its shoulders rolled up, and then it's all embedded in here, I guess, man. So any word on this one? Because once again, I didn't do much deep down diving on this thing.
I'll be honest, this one's a bit of a mystery to me, but I would say what you described is not necessarily an uncommon sighting in central West Virginia.
Good call. Good call.
Great place, great people.
No necks. Yeah. 9 foot tall, seal-like skin, and yeah, sure, absolutely. Good call. Yeah, this could be Billy down the street. You know what I'm saying? It's just, hey, yeah, whatever. Like I said, a little bit of moonshine. I'm seeing things already. So, and then the last one I want to just mention is the ogua. Is that the word I'm looking for? Ogua, which is, once again, learned about this. This has like a snapping turtle-like creature, but it's like 20 feet long, multiple heads, weighing like 500 pounds, and first seen back in the 1700s as well, right? So once again, West Virginia's got a lot of mushrooms, and someone had to test these things out at one point in their lives. Is this something I can put on my pizza, or is this something that's going to put me on the moon? At that point, someone may be seeing an ogua here. Look at that snapping turtle. It's 500 pounds.
Possibly. I would say the native alligator snapping turtles in West Virginia aren't much smaller than what you described.
Good call.
They're big, and if you want to lose a finger, pet a snapping turtle.
Yeah. Now, I haven't seen a two-headed one, but who knows? We have a lot of chemical plants down there as well. Things could happen. Maybe some mutation could happen. Or is this an alien as well? People think, aliens have just started coming around when we had, at the TV age. Aliens have probably been visiting our planet for thousands and thousands of years, maybe hundreds of thousands of years. Who knows where these things are coming from?
Yeah.
Maybe they dropped off something,
Anything's possible.
Will this ogua survive on this planet, and they throw one down there and just realize, I don't know, So
it could have been a failed experiment.
Or it could be, So this is why I love West Virginia lore. I love West Virginia cryptid stuff. I love all that urban legends. And by the way, we have a big Men in Black history as well. And in West Virginia,
Flatwoods Monster to the Mothman, the Men in Black were always there in the background.
100%.
Asking weird questions, doing weird things.
Yes.
Driving shiny black Cadillacs.
Yes. So there you guys go. So when people are like, I don't want to go to West Virginia, you're crazy. If you're into this stuff, this is like the Mecca. The Appalachian area, that whole region is just filled with, even if you don't see a cryptid, you're going to see some strange monsters.
Absolutely. So much culture to see and explore, and the food's awesome too.
Food is great, man. So I recommend you guys, if you're looking for a cool vacation spot, go travel. Worst case, make a base point at, go see the Mothman Museum in Point Pleasant and all that stuff, and then just travel, man. Travel around there and have some fun, man.
Absolutely. Most towns have ghost tours and paranormal activities. There's a great paranormal culture there, a great horror culture.
Yes.
A lot to see and do. It's wild. It's wonderful. It's totally beautiful.
It's by God, West Virginia, what it is.
Yes,
that's
exactly,
right.
Exactly.
As you would say, best Virginia.
Best Virginia.
I like that. I really like
Right
that.
on.
So, all right, well, Chris, man, thank you so much.
Great to be here.
Yeah, you came out all the way out here, and
Love Phoenix, by the way. It is awesome.
Check it out here, which is fun, man. This is fun. We'll be coming back, and we'll be, and like I said, I've definitely learned some stuff today. This is amazing, and I hope you guys did too. So that being said, I think we're going to call this is our the end of our recent Terror File.